Yesterday was day 201 of daily demonstrations outside of the Sheriff's Department in Elizabeth City and Pasquotank County, North Carolina. And it was raining, and so we did a demonstration, a couple of us, some in cars, and we did a demonstration outside the Sheriff's Department. Again, folks, it's been quite a while, but the facts of the case still are as damning as they've ever been. It's not like facts change over time. The videotape has still yet to be released. The deputies are still on. As you can see, I zoomed in on that flag because it was really windy, so I wanted to demonstrate that. The deputies that murdered Andrew Brown Jr. on April 21st are still on the force. They still walk around town. They still go to the coffee shop. They still pretend like they're not murderers. Now, again, I ask you this question. If I just walk around town and shoot someone in the back of the head as they're running away from me, would I be walking into the coffee shop next week? Or would I be in a jail cell? We all know the answer to that question. But if you're a police officer, whatever. Go around, maybe kill 2 or 3 of them. Maybe 5. How many can you kill before something actually happens? Well, the Elizabeth City police, the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department is trying to find out how many people can they murder and get away with it before anyone does anything, before anyone decides it's a problem. The United States of America, there was a study that was done that said that about 35,000 people have been murdered by police in the last 30 years. That's a lot of people that have been murdered by those that are swearing an oath to protect and serve. To me, that sounds strange. That's, you would see that behavior and you'd go, that's strange. But if you're in Elizabeth City, if you're an elected official in Elizabeth City, you don't give a shit. Who cares? The more people that get shot and killed by police, that's just, an excuse for you to go on TV and talk about how cool you are. That's all the Elizabeth City politicians care about. That's all the Pasquotank County politicians care about. Oh, another black man was shot in the back of the head. Well, time to go for a TV tour. Oh, I'm the mayor of the city where the black man was shot in the head, and here's why nothing should be done about that. Here's why we should do nothing at all. But wait, they painted Black Lives Matter on the street. How could I forget? They did do something. They used all of the political power in the universe and decided to draw on the street. And we all know, when you write Black Lives Matter on the street, there's no more such thing as police brutality. That's why the Elizabeth City Police Department was documented beating the shit out of a black person a couple weeks ago that was unarmed. Because they wrote Black Lives Matter on the street. So it's a free pass. You can do whatever you want now because, the Elizabeth City government has spoken. Black Lives Matter, apparently, but only on this one street. Because everywhere else, they still don't matter. And no one cares. No one cares. All across the United States of America. How many cities, how many police departments have murdered innocent people? And no one cares. Does anyone talk about this? People talk about it, and then when you say, hey, maybe we should defund the police, you have a bunch of motherfuckers that go like, oh, huh? They're out there murdering people, and let's be honest. Oh, but when a burglar comes in your house, who are you going to call? I'm not going to call the police. I'm going to go downstairs and get my gun and shoot their ass, because the police, let's assume someone burgles me. All right, the police show up 50 minutes late. I'm already dead in a pool of my own blood. Great. That's wonderful. I'm so happy the police showed up late and are now moving my decomposing body, right? And again, the actual role of police is to cull the population of undesirables. I've been saying this for a long time, okay? That's why the amendment to the Constitution that abolishes slavery has an exception. It says, unless you're a prisoner. And that's why the war on drugs is just enforcing policy disproportionately on black people and people of color. I do drugs all the time. I'm just saying. I've done drugs outside. I've done drugs in front of police officers, and they've done nothing. But if I were a black person, I'd probably be dead or in jail right now, because that's the role of the drug war. It's to exploit the amendment that says slavery is abolished, but for prisoners. And then guess what? When you're in prison, you can't vote. And even if you get out of prison, you can't vote. What kind of fucked up system is that? Well, that's the United States of America. And so, again, 201 days here. Nothing has changed in Elizabeth City. Nothing has changed nationwide. And I'm out here still wondering, what the fuck is going on? Is this the Twilight Zone? But it's what it feels like. I don't know.